Welcome YouTube, it's cuddleofdeath here. Happy debut! And we are back with another United Championship League battle. This week we are against the Manchester Magnezones, which is coached by FeintAttacks. I'll have his link in the description. Make sure to go check him out. Make sure to give this video a like if you're super turned up for this week's battle. And as always, keep in mind that these battles are for fun. The outcome does not matter. We play for fun, not for seriousness. So make sure to keep supporting all of the teams in the UCL. And if you guys would like to purchase a TULSA Talonflames t-shirt, just go to teespring.com/teamtt. They're only available for a short amount of time. I may have to make another set or something. I'm not completely sure. But I will have them linked down in the description. If you guys pick one up, let me know. They should be shipping out here shortly. Getting into our teams here, I do have my Virizion, my Houndoom. Finally, I have not brought Houndoom to another match. I have Salamence, Latias, Seismitoad, and Muck, while FeintAttacks is actually carrying his Lopunny, his Xatu, which I was not excited to see. I don't like that thing. Also, he has Clawitzer, he has his Magnezone, his Mightyena, and Meloetta. Looking at his team, I was like, okay, we already know what Mega Lopunny is going to do. Xatu is going to be annoying. Luckily for us, we don't really have any hazards this time. I decided not to run hazards against Christian, and I hope that you guys will really enjoy this battle as much as I did playing it. It's very, very cool. My team is actually very bulky. I have a bulky max defense, max HP Impish Salamence. I also have a max defense, max HP Latias. I have an assault vested Seismitoad, assault vested Muck, and of course, I got my Mega Houndoom here. So I lead off with my Virizion, and I honestly was expecting him to not lead off with his Meloetta, and he did lead off with his Meloetta. So I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and stay in and try to get a Calm Mind up, which is really stupid. I should have thought past this, because I wasn't expecting a Psy Shock. So I took him right to the face. Kawaii Pink not looking good here. Not looking so dank. Kawaii Pink is not looking dank. There we go. That's really terrible. So instead I sent in Doomchan, expecting him to go for another Psy Shock or even a Hyper Voice, knowing Doomchan can take it, but I figured now's the perfect time to go ahead and get my Mega Houndoom up here. And I actually put Protect on this Mega Houndoom instead of Nasty Plot, just because I want to go ahead and, you know, have it out maybe against this Meloetta. I had this prepared, knowing that Doomchan can go ahead and get that speed boost from Mega Evolving. I switch out into Gamenasai, my Seismitoad here, and if you guys didn't already know, because we have the Manchester Weaves, I decided to go with all these little Japanese names. He decides to withdraw his Meloetta, seeing he did crap for damage there. So I essentially get a free knockoff on his Totem Bed. I figured I might as well speak in his accent for a moment, but I get the knockoff on the Totem Bird, get its leftovers. He goes into his Poochyena, and I get another free knockoff, taking away this little freaking Mightyena's life orb, so he's going to do even less damage. I didn't know how much damage a Sucker Punch was going to do. It was exactly what I predicted here. And I just go for a Drain Punch, unfortunately not killing him, but doing a fair amount of damage and getting some HP back. He decides to switch here back into his Meloetta. I should have stayed in. I should have definitely stayed in, predicting that switch. I guess he just really didn't want to lose that thing there. But instead I go out into Senpai my Salamence. Seeing this Meloetta switch here, I was like, alright, I'm not going to stay in because it has Dazzling Gleam. So I go back and take a Gamenasai. Gamenasai takes the Dazzling Gleam like a champion, and he goes for the Hyper Voice here instead of the Psy Shock. So I go for the knockoff to get rid of the Assault Vest. Now, knowing that this Meloetta is in pretty bad shape, I go into Pomp my Muck, who is also Assault Vested, and go for the Hyper Voice. What is unfortunate for me here is he decides to go for the Psy Shock, which does a fair amount and almost kills my Muck. I thought my Brick Break would kill because it's neutral damage, but unfortunately it doesn't, so I decided to sack off my Muck here. It's funny that he got a critical hit, which that really didn't matter. So I decided to sack off Muck there, go back into Doomchan, knowing now I definitely do outspeed, and I'm in a very good position here to fire off a Dark Pulse on any one of his team members. He goes into his Clawitzer, which if you guys don't know, Clawitzer is a super slow Pokemon, so I had no doubt that Doomchan would definitely outspeed next turn and get that 2-hit Dark Pulse KO. So I was happy to see that Clawitzer go down. I wasn't really fearing it though, just because it's so slow and it's very frail. He goes into Drama Bunny, and because I predict a fake out, I go into my Salamence, which is very specifically meant to deal with his, or excuse me, it was meant to deal with his Megalopony here. So he goes and he Mega Evolves, and this thing looks so freaking adorable. I love it. Look at those little leggings. It goes for the fake out. Now it's a -1 attack here, so it's not going to do a whole lot. So I actually switch into my Sugoi, which is my physical Latias here. He goes for the Ice Punch, which does crap for damage just because I'm defensive. Max defense, max HP here. And he decides to go ahead and withdraw it. So while he's withdrawing it, I decide, hey, might as well get a free attack in and go for the Dragon Claw. So he switches into his Mightyena and quickly takes that Dragon Claw to the face and falls. Falls very, very quickly. Poor little Mightyena didn't get any screen time whatsoever. I absolutely love Mightyena. I've used one before for my 420 Pokemon themed team Wi-Fi battle a while back. And it was great. He did very well. So he goes back out into his Meloetta here and does a fair amount of damage, but not enough. I take him out with the Dragon Claw. So right now things are not looking very good for Christian, and that's okay though, because sometimes you can actually come back from things like this. Because he sends out his Lopunny again, I'm like, okay, I'm predicting the fake out, or even an Ice Punch if he's like, ah, she's going to switch back into Salamence. I get the Intimidate up, so his attack is now -1 again. He decides to go ahead and go for the fake out, and I'm like, okay, Senpai can actually do some work here. But Senpai has an interesting set this week. I gave him both Tailwind and Dragon Dance. Tailwind for my entire team here, just in case he was going to, I was going to end up having to switch or something, but instead I decided to go for Dragon Dance next turn anyways. So he is out into his Xatu now and barely does any damage. He goes for the Size Shock, which is unfortunate for him since I'm physically defensive and Size Shock hits based off of defense. I get another Dragon Dance up here. He does a little bit more damage, and now I pretty much outspeed everything else on his team. I go for the Crunch, take out his little Totem Bird. It's super effective, which is nice. It's super great for me. He decides to go back into his freaking... I'm sorry guys. He decides to go back into his Lopunny here, goes for the fake out, but I already know I outspeed anyways, and I'm packing Brick Break on the Salamence just because his entire draft had a huge fighting weakness. He switches into the Manchester, the Magnezone, and because I outspeed him now, there's not a single thing he can do. I go for the Brick Break, take out his Magnezone, and the only thing left on his team is Drama Bunny. The only thing Drama Bunny can do at this point is dish out one additional fake out, maybe hope for a crit. And he actually does not get a critical hit there. So I do outspeed and Brick Break to victory. So this was a very, very great battle. I felt like he put up a really good fight. Despite it being a 5-0, he did do a lot of damage to my Pokemon. I did end up having to sacrifice my Muck, which didn't get much screen time. It was still a very, very great battle, and I enjoyed it. So if you guys enjoyed it, make sure to check out Christian's channel, youtube.com/FeintAttacks, which will be linked in the description. If you guys enjoyed the battle, make sure to smash that like button. And I was going to do a live commentary this week, you guys, but it was seriously pissing rain outside earlier, and it was making lots of noise and stuff, so I didn't do that. So I will try to do live Wi-Fi battles whenever I can, and team prep videos as well, which is another reason I was going to do my team prep today, but it was storming really bad. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys once again. If you guys would like to pick up a TULSA Talonflames t-shirt, make sure to go to the description for the link. I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next video.